Hello, welcome to my 2026 media journal. So, I haven't been very good at filling this out in the back half of 2025, but I have so much left to fill, so I thought I would start the new year by making a little, a front page, maybe some resolutions that aren't resolutions. Because I have decided to be completely feral this year, so chaos reigns, resolutions are not for chaos. However, when my little apps asked me how many books do you want to read this year, what do you want to watch, etc., I just went, So, I'm starting the new year by making a little bit of a promise to myself, if you will. So, what are my resolutions then? What calm shall I bring to my chaos? And for me, reading and watching stuff can be quite meditative, so I think it's good to have a little structure in this area of my life. And I'm going to do this. I'm going to write 12 books from my TBR. So I have a very long TBR with hundreds of books. I have about 50 or so physical books that I haven't read. So there's plenty to choose from. So I want to read 12 books from my TBR. And my goal is 25 books total. So I'm going to say 25. Let's just write that at the top. 25 books total. And then I want 12 books from my TBR. And I want 2 books. And these can overlap, right? 2 books in Norwegian, which is my mother tongue, my language. I am from Norway. And then I want to watch 25 movies as well. Or maybe not. I don't really have... Okay, 25 movies, yes. 25 movies total. And 12, again, it's just a nice number. It's 1 per month. From my watch list. Which also has around 200 titles, so it shouldn't be a problem. And then we have this one. No new, emphasis on new, media out from the US. This means that I can read authors I already like, I can continue series that I'm already doing, I can watch movies and TV shows that are already in my watch list or on my TBR, but I cannot add any new Americans to it. This is because I feel like my mind is too there already. It's Trump in the news all day long. He's deranged, obviously, and there's just too much US, and I don't want it in my culture as much. There's still going to be a lot because I love reading, for instance, urban fantasy. It's my comfort genre, and there's so much of it out of the US. However, there's not a lot in Norwegian, unfortunately. I think I've read what little there is. But there are other countries that use English. So that's my media journal for 2026. I'm hopeful and excited, and I am not buying anything new. Also, maybe I should make that borrow everything. Borrow everything. Parenthesis. Streaming. Renting. Allowed. Sometimes allowed. It's because some things are just very hard to get hold of, especially on my watch list. Right now, I think I've been watching things from my watch list, and it's really hard to find them on any sort of streaming services that I have available. But Also, my library, I can watch 4 movies a month with my library card on a service that we have. So that's great. And that's more than enough to get 25 movies, right? That's 4 a month. I can watch 52 movies then, surely. So, that's it. That's my New Year's resolutions. Do you have any for your media consumption? Should I make something about podcasts? No new podcasts, because I have enough. Maybe? No, I don't want to say that because what if something amazing comes along? But no new podcast unless the podcast is also new. Yes, that's a good one. No new podcast unless the pod itself is also new. Yes, that's a good one. Okay, now we have it. Tell me about your media resolutions for 2026. Do you have any titles specifically that you're very excited to read or watch or listen to or play? Games count. Games are great. Okay. I will see you in the next one. Bye.